In this video, we're going to be talking about rent-to-own homes, how does it work, and how to find rent-to-own homes this year. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Randy from Ash Randy, and welcome to the #1 community for real estate, income, and credit. So if you'd like to know more about how rent-to-own works, how to find rent-to-own homes, and how to build a 6 to 7-figure rent-to-own real estate business, make sure you watch the video to the end and leave a comment below if you need help with anything. So today we're talking about rent-to-own and how to find rent-to-own homes in your area this year. So I've done many other videos on rent-to-own, and rent-to-own is the process of leasing a property to buy it at a later date. So it's based off location, terms, price, and also timing. And the safety of a rent-to-own transaction is when it's properly set up and consummated from the beginning in an organized rent-to-own program that's a win-win for both parties involved. This is the best way to learn how to control real estate. It's perfect for beginners. So if you've never owned a home, first-time home buyer or first-time investor, just started investing in real estate, rent-to-own is perfect for you. It's also an ideal option for you if you have bad credit or no credit at all, but you still want to experience the joys of home ownership. Rent-to-own allows you the experience of having a home and setting you on the pathway to home ownership. And as we've seen with the pandemic and disruption that's happening all around the country, rent-to-own is also ideal for you if you're going through resets in life. So if you're going through a reset and you naturally need to restart over, rent-to-own is the perfect scenario for you because it allows you to be able to actually move into a property without having to actually have all the foundational pieces put in place that you would in getting an institutional loan in order to be able to purchase a property. Rent-to-own is also ideal for you if you have DTI issues or debt-to-income issues. So there are many homeowners who are actually in the middle of selling, but they haven't sold their homes yet, but they want to actually move into another property or start the process to purchase another property. But the debt of their current property is weighing them down. They can't carry 2 mortgages. Well, rent-to-own is the perfect DTI solution because it allows you to be able to get a new property without having to actually take on the entire debt of a mortgage for that property. So it's one of the best ways to be able to bridge yourself from your current property to a new property, whether that be in an apartment to a house to a house, a building to a house, or otherwise. Rent-to-own is also the ideal solution for relocation. So as we watch migration patterns and people moving from more expensive markets to less expensive markets, they want to actually test out what those less expensive markets look like. So if they're relocating and uprooting their families from where they've been living for almost their whole life or for many years, and they go into a new market, rent-to-own presents the perfect opportunity for them to be able to actually experience the market and see what the area is like without actually anchoring themselves into a mortgage. So as I've shared, it's always easy to get into a property, but difficulty comes when you're actually trying to get out. So it's easy to get in, but it's difficult to get out. So it's best to actually then peruse and experience the market via rent-to-own before you actually plot your roots in that location because you may not like it for whatever reason. And the list goes on and on. There's so many valuable reasons why rent-to-own is the ideal solution for relocation. So as the real estate market continues to rise with no end in sight, this is by far one of the best businesses to be able to build in real estate. And you do not need a real estate license to be able to do rent-to-own. So in our rent-to-own masterclass, we teach you how to find rent-to-own homes off-market with no competition, starting with taxes and tax liens. So tax liens are created when the homeowners do not pay their taxes, and then there's a tax sale conducted for the property, after which someone either buys the certificate and holds on to it for a period of time until the owner redeems it. Now, different states have different timelines as far as redemption periods are concerned. So, for example, in New Jersey, in our location, the redemption period is 2 years. So the redemption period allows the homeowner time to come up with the money to be able to redeem the property back. Because when a tax sale is conducted, someone actually purchases the tax sale certificate against the property and will hold that pending the homeowner coming back to redeem the property. They are going to hold it with an interest rate attached to it. And at the expiration of the redemption period, the homeowner will either redeem the property back and pay the interest or forfeit the property over to that new tax sale certificate holder. So it's actually one of the unique spaces in real estate where you can actually take control of properties and acquire properties for pennies on the dollar. Now, homeowners who are in this position that do not have the entire amount to redeem the property oftentimes are really open to rent-to-own options because the rent-to-owner allows them to come up with lump sum money to be able to redeem the property that they probably will eventually decide to sell in the future, maybe 2 to 3 years down the line, which is right in line with our timeline for rent-to-own. And this is one of many options we use in finding rent-to-own homes off market with no competition. So highly taxed homeowners with nice homes that are looking for a change, looking to either relocate or downsize, are another great option for rent-to-own. So if you'd like to know how to start with rent-to-own, step by step, how the process works, how to find rent-to-own homes in your area, the contracts, the forms, the tools that you'll need, and how to access over 10,000 potential homes for rent-to-own, make sure you join us for our rent-to-own masterclass by going to my website, AskRandy.com, clicking on rent-to-own, and getting started today. We show you actually how to go through the entire process of starting from scratch with rent-to-own to be successful and start to build up yourself in rent-to-own, where you not only have knowledge of the entire process, but you're actually knowing exactly how to find and negotiate rent-to-own homes. This is something that can be an extremely great tool for you because, again, you're not only finding this for yourself, but this is a business and a real estate strategy that you can use to become extremely successful. And most importantly, it's timeless and it's recession-proof. No matter what happens in the market, no matter what's happening in the economy, and rent-to-own is always relevant and it's always needed. It is by far one of the best ways to be able to control real estate. So we look forward to seeing you inside the masterclass, where we go over all the types of rent-to-own homes that exist and exactly how to find rent-to-own homes in your area. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me. My email address is ashrandynetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.